Hey yo, what's up, everybody, man? Probably a long time no see on this side, but welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy M3 and a sophisticated jerk.
What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Just another day, man, and you know, another day for streaming and talking shit.
So you been living life out here, man? You good?
Yeah, man. I've been chilling, man, for most. Um, my last like vacation, man. Me and my girl we went to South Lake Tahoe, and it was pretty good, man.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
you drop the photos this morning, man. Those some nice pictures. Look like y'all had some fun out there.
Oh yeah, we definitely had a good time though. I had to show like my audience that hey, look, what I could do and what an adventure like looks like.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Well, welcome back.
yeah,
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 no, that's good, man. That I like seeing people, man. Like, I like doing lives and stuff, but I'd much rather people be out and about. It's like, man, we'll link up when we link up. So, you know,
yeah,
we
yeah.
do got lives, so me and you ain't ones to be sitting on here all night like that.
Nah, I hear you, man. Sometimes, man, I gotta, get out and about and get some fresh air.
All right, all right.
But
So
yeah,
what video you got today, man?
man. So we got this NBA player, man, Zion Williamson, and seemed like unfortunately, man, like we have another dumb black athlete that's fallen to the prey of like women and stuff, and he's going through some accusation.
Damn. Yeah, I think he shit about a year ago, man. He was getting caught up with I think he was messing with some corn stars,
Yeah,
adult female actresses and stuff. And she was kind of like mentioning certain things and stuff. So yeah, he's got a history of bad behavior, of screwing up kind of.
damn. Oh man, sometimes you could have all the money in the world, man, and it doesn't change like your mentality, your mindset. So that's the pretty much like the downfall into it.
Yeah, he sent some tricky territory because I saw they was hitting him with the grape, allegations and stuff like that. So yeah, he about to be in them lawsuits. Not saying he's guilty or anything like that because we don't really know right now, but he's gonna have to spend some bread to go to court and fight those type of allegations, man. So yeah, it's at this point, man, I'm like, damn, man. With all the stories and stuff, like I get like the '90s and early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like if dudes was going down these paths, because
Hmm.
you didn't have the podcast, the amount of guys like talking about this stuff. But nowadays, it's like, man, if y'all go down this path and after all the dudes that's out here like breaking shit down for y'all, giving y'all like background, exposing the behavior, even females are like, hey man, these, they're breaking down like these type of females don't like y'all. It's like, now y'all, man, we can't even feel sorry for these motherfuckers. you know it's just we gotta check it out, chalk it up as a loss now, because yeah, it's just like this dude, like I said, it's a pattern now. So it's like, damn, you can't even really feel sorry for the cat.
Man, like I really hate to say this, and I didn't want to like have to like kind of like reiterate like Kevin Samuels like talking points, but man, this dude was spot on, man, when he said like, man, like all these athletes are dumb and stupid, right? Um,
Dumb.
I'm surprised he didn't use the retarded word on them, but seriously, like you even had Brittany Renner, who even mentioned about these dumb athletes,
Yeah, I forgot about her shit.
manipulate them, and they still fall into the prey of things. And of course, hey, this might be like the week of the athletes, because we're gonna start off for our sign for the Sunday, and then for Talk to Tuesday, we're gonna be talking about Travis Hunter as well.
Oh,
So, but he's too young to be dumb, man, already. So I don't feel no pity, but it's just straight sad, man.
well, if I gotta rank them though, Travis Hunter definitely stupid,
Hmm.
but I would have to say Zion's a little dumber. you know,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But it ain't too far though. It ain't like the bar was set high on that. But yeah, they both. Yeah, I forgot we was doing the Travis Hunter on Tuesday. So yeah, that's the athletes, man. They definitely taking some L's, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I was looking at Zion because, you know, he signed. I think a couple years ago, man. He signed that massive contract. It was like, I think 189 million.
For how many years? 4?
It was like 5 years.
Oh, 5 years. Okay.
But see, like typically, you know, everything's guaranteed in the NBA. But since he was, you know, injured prone and, you know, he couldn't make weight, the last 3 years of his contract, which I think is up this year, are not fully guaranteed. Because, you know, they were like, man, we can't just fully guarantee his money and stuff. So I wonder how these allegations and stuff is going to impact those fully guarantees. Because I know he's always like, they shut him down at like around March time because I think he was like having back spasms because, you know, my boy can't make weight and shit. So now with all these allegations, man, so it's not only is he going to have to go to court, you know, to fight this, pay out the lawyers and all those type of people. It's like, man, he could potentially, I think the contract was like over 35 million. So now they only have to pay him like 7 million. So he could possibly lose, you know, northward of like 25 plus million, you know, because of that. And then, you know, endorsements, those are done. So it's like, man, the amount of money, man, like these dudes be losing, you know, just because of aligning with the wrong women and stuff. And I know we talk about it all the time. I'm like, man, get some females that actually like you, man. I don't know what it is with these athletes, man. They think they can buy attraction. It's like, man, if you was an ugly dude before you had money, you still the ugly dude when you got it, man. Like, but yeah, he's about to lose. He could potentially lose a lot of paper on this. So,
yeah, that sucks, man. But then again, it's like, man, this game is not for the weak and lazy. So, you know, and the undisciplined. But
yeah, you would think, man, like, because you know he's a pretty big dude, man. He looked like a football player because he's kind of got that build. But you would think, man, if you had that opportunity and, you know, even though you're rich and shit, it's just like, man, I'm not about to leave no money on the table and stuff. I'm locking in. Like, you know, I'm gonna be dieting right. I'm having a nutritionist. So like, you know, all the female troubles and lining with like bum ass chicks like he was aligning with, man, you couldn't catch me around none of that shit. I'm like, look, I got a small window where I could, you know, maximize my best basketball years. I'm all in on that.
You know how old he is?
Shit, hold on. Let me look real quick. I mean, probably early 20s. I know that. Let me pull it up.
Okay. APTV, salutes to you. Thanks for tuning in, my brother. Yeah, that's
24.
24?
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, and you know, and most of them look old as shit, but the problem is that like see, these type of athletes, man, I have an incoming call. These type of athletes, man, like their priorities is set in the wrong place. I'm gonna play the video and then I'm gonna mute myself, okay?
All right. ABT, what's good?
Let's be honest. Zion Williamson's career has been extremely disappointing. And it's not because he doesn't have the talent. He does. He just doesn't try hard. Not only has his game not really developed, he can't stay healthy. And part of that has to do with his weight issues. In the few games that he plays, and he does play well, he always has some level of drama going on, either with his baby mamas or with OnlyFans models.
Well, now that your NBA career is officially potentially over, that means no money for me equals no money for you.
Oh, hell.
Pick your battles wisely. Okay? Next time you run off on the puck, just know there's consequences. Bye.
And despite disappointing a whole city and an entire franchise for about 5 to 6 years, things are getting worse for Mr. Zion Williamson. We all know what Deshaun Watson went through. We see what Diddy's currently going through. We also see what Shannon Sharp is going through. And many of you are seeing what Tory Lanez is going through. Now it seems it is Zion Williamson's time to go through the grinder. And of course, this has everything to do with some allegations of a young lady that he dealt with from 2018 to 2023. These allegations include rape, physical assault, and abuse, occurring in over 3 states, including California, Louisiana, and Texas.
Yeah, sure.
As you know, when opinions like this come out,
Hey man, can you go back to the one lady that was, I think it was the OnlyFans model?
Some of the one that was blurred out?
No, it was before that. Yeah, when she first starts. Go back a little bit more. There you go. You can play right there.
Okay.
OnlyFans models.
Well, now that your NBA career is officially potentially over, that means no money for me equals no money for you. Pick your battles wisely. Okay? Next time you run off on the puck, just know there's consequences. Bye.
And despite disappointing a whole city in an
Okay.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, man, with, you know, because people be asking me all the time, they be like, man, why you so hard on like dudes tricking? And I'm like, man, if you think about it, and this is why, like, you know, we always gave a lot of pushback to the red pill, man, where, you know, they said a lot of truths in their stuff, because I like the male improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But it, you know, the messaging that they got wrong, I think, was, you know, just get your money up, and then, you know, it's almost like they think like the money fixes your problem with women. Then they're just like, man, you get the best looking chick, and, you know, she'll be submissive. So it's almost like, man, they sent these dudes in burning buildings, man, when they, you know, because it's like the movie stars, like we're looking at these athletes, man. They're like, okay, I'm rich, I got the money now, I got status. And what we're seeing now with all these storylines, I like how O'Shea like captured that. He was like, man, Shannon Sharp, all these people that we're seeing, it's like, man, that money don't bring the submission like everybody's saying, you know, with the whole traditional provider shit. It's just like, man, and I think people got to emphasize what type of woman, you know, you need to go after. Because it's just like, man, you can't build yourself up and pull trash around you.
Right.
And, you know, like a lot of women, they'll like the ones like they kind of align with. It's like, man, they'll come in and be, they'll like be submissive for a little bit. They'll play that role until they like kind of hook their lines, and either they get the baby, you know, they'll like play it a little longer till they get wiped up. But it all blows up the same, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, I think that messaging, guys need to, like, you know, because what I know we talk about it all the time. I'm like, man, if a woman does not invest in you, she ain't got a level of bread, and she's like, you know, got some intelligence to her. I'm like, don't mess with it. Don't go down that path. So yeah, I think men got to get specific with it. It's like, man, what you got to talk about them characteristics, and then you also got to talk about like them fail safes to protect yourself. So like these type of dudes, man, you shouldn't even be like getting married without no prenups. You know, those type of protections. Shoot, spiritual weddings nowadays. All right, man, you better get with somebody that you grow with. You know, so yeah, I think like we definitely got to lay it out better.
Yeah, so here's the corrupt message that's going on, and yes, AP, like that is exactly the case. High value man. I think, and let's see, and I know some of these athletes, man, they be tuning into YouTube, they hear all this stuff or whatever, and some of these like these new like young rich guys. So he said a high value scam.
I like that. That's facts. Because I think that's the man. I was reading some article, and it was like the new way a lot of these type of females are getting paid is because man, they're finding out ways to trap these like the Diddy's and all these guys. Like, man, they'll do some sinister stuff to like get paid nowadays. So yeah, I think it is a scam.
Yeah, we're gonna start calling that, man. I mean, all credits to APTV for that. But
yeah, we gotta give them credit for that one. I like that.
Yeah, the high value scam is like this, man. Like, you know, you gotta be careful, man. Like when you just like some like naive like type of dude, you never really had much like in life. You don't really self-educate yourself, but you absorb all like the red pill ideology stuff. You gotta understand, man, that just because you have a certain amount of money, and I guess you're perceived as high value, does not mean that you're going to be respected by the long run. It's how you really carry yourself, and it's your mentality as a man. It's making like wise decisions. Now, this is coming from a guy like myself that, hey, I don't always make the best decisions. You know what I mean? But I have to learn. I have no choice but to learn from my mistakes. And the thing is, you have these athletes, man. Like they're surrounded by so many prominent people, and I know these people are educating, telling them they have like classes, like like of how to stay away from like certain type of women. Remember when what's that dude's coach, Deion Sanders? Remember he had like Brittany Renner come by like in one of his classes at Jackson State?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so you have like I'm just throwing him like as an example. He's like a football coach, but I'm for sure they have basketball coaches that take them behind the scenes and they try to train them to stay focused. But unfortunately, when your mindset is like all set into like, hey, you just trying to get the most ass that you can, and you're not really focused on the true game, and you just using it as leverage, all that's going to catch up to you. You know what I mean? You're looking like you out of shape. You, like you said, you look like you could be a football player more than anything. But it just goes to show, man, like this is what you're going to look like, and this is what you're going to end up with when your mindset is set on the wrong things. Especially with an OF model. They're all trash.
Yeah, and with the whole high value, man, this is, because even Kevin Samuels, man, I didn't agree a lot with what he was saying. Mm-hmm. I think he did a good job, like
illustrating it.
Like laying out the conversation. So definitely give him credit for initiating that. But with the high value, and that's why I like what APT was kind of getting at, where it's just like, if you're truly high value, man, you don't pull anybody with you. So even if you got money, man, there's layers to stuff. So it's like, man, you got the money and the status, but obviously you're lacking confidence if you just knocking off like OnlyFans models. It's almost like you got that scarcity mindset. Like you're just damn near, you see anything that look good and you pull that in your life, regardless, even if you have the indicators that that's a bad chick. So, yeah, dudes, we're starting to see more and more. Like, I think a lot of times people just kind of like worship celebrities, but what you're seeing is, man, they got low. They're not that secure in themselves. They got low insecurity, man. Like, because the way they're moving, it's just obvious now. You shouldn't even be, you see OnlyFans model, you should be like, man, peace. I got other options out here. But I think the issue with like going back to what I was saying earlier, man, I think when people get money, man, they just, if I feel like, man, you date within your range. I don't care how much money you got. If you like a dude, you like a 5, man, your range should be like 4 to 6. That female should be close to that. That's who's going to truly like you, man. But I think when guys, they fixate on the beauty, because it's like, hey, man, I want that bad chick, then they start they're infatuated with her. They kind of put it on a pedestal and, they respect her beauty more than their own money and stuff. So that's how they keep getting caught up. So yeah, I think, man, you got to date similar, man. You can't lie to yourself. Just because you got females coming at you, you got to understand, like, they coming for the bread. If you was terrible with women before, like, come on, man, you think mysteriously you just you're Denzel now. You your looks ain't changed like that. You got some bread, and not to say like, man, you should have some confidence and stuff like that. But it's just like, man, you got to be realistic. I think being realistic keeps you safe.
Yeah. AP said the true high value man will never lower the standards for a 304 or IG model. And that part I definitely do.
Facts.
And here's the thing, fellas, right? Spoiler alert. You don't have to be a millionaire to be considered high value. Again, as I always say, right, it's based off like the group of your vicinity of people, right, in a particular fixed location that perceives you as high value. So really, in other words, we can't even treat ourselves or act like, oh, I'm a high value man, because you could be high value in your own world, delusional world. But if like the group of people that's around you don't perceive you as high value, and matter of fact, even worse, if they perceive you as a loser, you're going to be considered in their eyes a loser. So
no, and that's a good point, man. And yeah, that's why I just hated the term, you know what I'm saying? Because it was so money centric. And a lot of times when guys do that with the money stuff, it's because they lack in so many areas where, it's almost like they want to do it to shit on other guys. So the whole concept, it was like, okay, man, we got a little bit of bread now, but let's go shit on the everyday guy, and I could have stand it, you know what I'm saying? Because my thing is just like, I could already tell you insecure because of why you're pushing the money and stuff. And then also it's just like, man, what we see so many times is like so many people be scheming. So it's like, man, if you don't know somebody day to day and you kind of came up with them, it's like, man, you just don't really know their character and stuff. So like I said, I think a lot of times, man, we just put people because they're rich on a pedestal, and then you come to find out like a couple years down the line, man, they was scheming, scamming everybody, they always getting caught up, in all these scandals and shit, all that stuff comes out. So it's just like, man, I like what you said. It's like, to me, high value is people that I know their character, man. They stand for something, So as long as you solid and consistent, man, to me, that's what we should focus on. All this other shit, high value and all this stuff, trying to figure out who to separate from the pack. It's dumb now, and we're seeing it really don't amount to nothing, because you see the highest paid motherfuckers getting taken advantage of the most. So obviously the money don't buy the submission, because these chicks is cashing out on all these guys. Smokey Robinson, the one we just did the other day, 50 million lawsuit. Diddy paid out 20 million. Who was the other one? It was another 50 million. Shannon Sharp, I think his is like, they coming for 50 million. So it's just like, man, them dudes are sitting targets. So that's why I'm saying, shit. Yeah, y'all can't think about it. 50 million? We see the money don't buy no submission.
Oh, no. Absolutely. I mean, here's one more thing, and I'll play the video, right? I hate to even go there, right? Because I was watching MTR's video reaction, because Michelle Obama, former First Lady, she has a podcast. And obviously her podcast is not doing so well, because wherever she talks about it, she sucks. But unfortunately, you have to use like your husband as leverage. So she's saying things that she's mocking like Barack or whatever, making him like making him seem like he's like this soft type of dude. He was talking about something about like he's afraid of like one of those like electric heaters or space heaters now. But the way how she was like just kind of like talking about him was like maybe probably having fun, but to the people's eyes, they have high regards and respect for Obama. They look at this dude like he's a prominent figure still. So by you like just like talking trash about your own husband, there was like a lot of criticism about her and like the way how she talked down to him. You know what I mean? But it just goes to show that, hey, like you could be up here through the eyes of America, millions of people, but at home, like you might just be a little bitch. And I'm not trying to I'm not disrespecting Barack or whatever by saying that, but I'm just using that for guarantee because, hey, your the way how your value is based on how people look at you.
Yeah, and I think in those cases, man, because I ain't see like where she made these statements and stuff, but I heard people talking about it. Mm-hmm. And that's why like I took my approach. I was like, man, I want a female that when we get together, we both could build at the same time. Because I think sometimes, if you're a guy, you excel, mm-hmm. and they kind of get left behind. They get that idleness. Or, they kind of have a little bit of resentment because it's just like, hey, man, I was kind of stationary while you were excelling to the highest levels and stuff. So I think sometimes as men, it's all right for people to have that like their own lanes, too. So, I made sure like my wife, she excelled to a high level and stuff like that. So I think sometimes you might have to do some of that, mm-hmm. And stuff. But also it's just. Yeah, it's sad in those cases, man, because, when you speak about each other, like men and women, whoever you're with, man, if you truly like somebody, and that's why I always stress, like, man, you got to get somebody that likes you, man, not they want to get what you out of necessity, what you have, because you spend your money, you're chasing. It's like, nah, get that person that likes you, because if you do, man, you could just hear it. They'll speak about that person in a different manner. It's always like they go out their way to make sure that they're bigging up that person they're with. They're always putting that person in a position of like strength and just that level of respect they have when they talk about that person. They're not out there trying to embarrass you and shit. Because yeah, like you said, you see it a lot when females they can't stand a guy. They talk about him in the worst way. It's almost like, damn, how can I embarrass this dude at this moment? So yeah, that's where I have zero tolerance, for that type of stuff. You go out there, you say the wrong statement about me, man, you might as well just pack your shit before you hit them podcasts. Like you might as well just be like, hey, yeah, we about to break up after I say this statement. It's gonna be the last time. Yeah, I ain't got no time for that. Cause I wouldn't talk about nobody like that. What I'm saying? I wouldn't disrespect nobody I'm with. So yeah, for somebody to do that, that's a tell-all sign that they either have a level of resentment or they wasn't really fucking with you like that. But that's like the lady that was speaking. How she was just talking about Zion, the clip I had you go back to and play. Mm-hmm. Man, you gotta, and that's why I'm giving guys more smoke now. Cause I'm like, if you align with somebody like that off the rip, and because we all know at a certain point that who likes you and who don't. Like I said, most guys are just infatuated, so that's why they just like get with that. Man, you just see how she's talking about him. So as a guy, man, you have to have so much like low self-esteem, no confidence to even be with somebody like that. So yeah, that's why I'm like, man, I'm anti-tricking. If you go out there, you shoot your shot, and you talk to 100 females, and like I said, your range falls within 5 or 6. That's just your market, man. You ain't settling. Just get with them. They like you, man. They treat you good. But guys like want to overshoot, man. And then that's what this dynamic's getting created because they chase it so much and they idolize these chicks. Man, these chicks is cleaning them out, man. These chicks is undefeated out here. Nah, they are, man. I'm looking at all these cases. Like you said, we got them literally lined up. We're like, fuck. Like, I'm like, man, we literally just, I say the past 2 months, man, it's been like back to back. Got some guy getting some lawsuit or getting cleaned out. I'm like, boy, this shit ain't no joke. These females ain't playing. They gonna get their cut.
Yeah, it's never ending too, man. It's like they can't trap you with having a kid or marriage, man. They're gonna try to sue you somehow, and most of them it's like civil cases too. So, because if that was the case, like why she haven't went to the police or whatever? I mean, they're gonna talk more about in the video, so I don't want to jump too far ahead. But
yeah, we jump back into it.
Yeah, Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, we want to play the video, man, because once I start telling some stories, man. Anyways, let's go.
An entire franchise for about 5 to 6 years, things are getting worse for Mr. Zion Williamson. We all know what Deshaun Watson went through. We see what Diddy's currently going through. We also see what Shannon Sharp is going through. And many of you are seeing what Tory Lanez is going through. Now it seems it is Zion Williamson's time to go through the grinder. And of course, this has everything to do with some allegations of a young lady that he dealt with from 2018 to 2023. These allegations include rape, physical assault, and abuse, occurring in over 3 states, including California, Louisiana, and Texas. As you know, when opinions like this come out, people start having court before this thing even goes to the judge.
Zion Williamson just got added to the list. When you get the money, you get the power, you think you're invincible, can do whatever you want to, force yourself on whoever you want to, and you can get away with it. Of course, nothing has been proven in court. This is all accusations at this point. But even that can ruin your interest. Watch his fan base grow. Watch his supporters double. It's always like accountability. That has been the highlight of the last 2-3 weeks. We talking accountability amongst other men, and watch men finna come out the woodwork defending them. Oh, she just want money. Oh, there ain't really no proof. It's just he say, she say. Sometimes men are just bad people.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the fuck you think you is?
Like, seriously? Who is this guy? I mean, this guy seems ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. In the case of somebody like Diddy, that's true. But the guy is already acting as if this is already occurring and he's completely guilty, which in my honest opinion, I don't believe so. All I gotta say, bro, kissing booty like that for ladies is not gonna get you any cheeks.
Yeah, see, so that guy is dumb, man.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole thing is just, man, the playbook is just too obvious now, man. And that's where I kind of lose sympathy, and I'm not about to be out here defending no dudes, because it was even with the Tory Lanez shit.
Yeah.
If you hanging out with Megan Thee Stallion and her bum ass friend, like, man, I'm not defending you. So all y'all dudes that's defending these type of cats, man, like, y'all soft too, man, and y'all kind of lost in the head yourself. Because, man, to me, like, any dude, I ain't got no game if he's stepping out with these type of chicks. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I think they are definitely coming for money, but it's just like, man, if you're stupid enough to keep falling for these playbooks and stuff, and you ain't maneuvering better with the information out here, man, like, man, that it's just too many people, man. You could get access to that would like walk you through this stuff, that and they ain't even trying to like charge you like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just guys got that ego, man. Like I said, it's just like they lie to themselves. They get delusional. Like, oh man, they all like me, they all on me and stuff. And it's just like, man, they don't respect their money, what they built. You know, they respect the females like beauty more than that. So that's why they get, you know, cleaned out. And there's good women out here. So I'm not one of them guys like, oh man, they're all bad. I'm like, nah, man, there's a good portion of women, but you know, they might not be as attractive as the video vixen. But my thing is like, go holler at the females that are genuine, that ain't gonna do that stuff, man. You gotta that they look, those ones that they be messing with, they look good, but them problems and stuff, when you gotta go through it and you gotta do a $20 million payout, and ain't nobody that damn fine.
Yeah,
you could buy damn near half of South America for 20 million. Talk about some lawsuits, man. They better get they mind right.
man, it's all fine until you lose up on those dimes, man. So
Yeah, it's crazy though, man. It's just sad, man. It's just so repetitive now. It's just like, damn. Like, cause I want people to excel. I like seeing people win, man. But when you see like the amount of money that, man, they getting hit with, and you know, just destroying your own legacy, the money you're paying out, just man, you could have probably put your whole your cousins, nieces and nephews, your kids, put everybody that you know in college, man. When you talk about you get hit with like a $20 million lawsuit. So it's sad when you see that type of money, man, that you just lose in like court and all that. It's like, man, how much money good I could have done with that money. What's good, comrade? But yeah, we can get back to it. Yeah, I just wanted to stop right there because this is like, yeah, that guy was an idiot, man. So, you know, definitely don't think like a lot of this stuff. I think they are coming for the bread, but man, you just can't put yourself in these
you can't put yourself in these type of
situations, man. Because yeah, that's what they're gonna play in. It is the court of public appearance.
Still free Tory though, but yeah, no, I hear you though.
No, I hope they let him out, man. So that's the thing. But I'm just like, dude, if you align with these type of things, man, off the rip, like we gotta tell the story the right way, man. Because you know, I'm not gonna defend nobody. Because in my mind, if you align with certain things, like I said, you're emotional.
Yes, he's definitely.
You know, and that's the issue, man. It's just like if you're emotional, low confidence, low self-esteem guy, man, that's what, man, you a target. But hopefully he get out.
Yeah, that's right, man. Like you can't be no low vibrational type of dude, man. Like you gotta be on your square on your feet, man, and you gotta keep on moving. Stop putting yourself in these type of situations. But yeah. We'll continue.
Hell no, to the no. Hell to the no.
And then there are others.
Of the belief, as just watching other things happen in sports that have been in this same realm, that the Pelicans have to immediately cut Zion Williamson, right?
This particular person believes that this is the last straw for Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. It's just another excuse to get his ass out of the door. But then there are more concerned individuals.
Just because that BBL is doing something to your spirit don't mean that you need to be up in it. Just because she talking good in your ear, just trying to get it bad, that don't mean that's the type of woman that's for you.
We can all be aware that, yes, men have to start making better choices when we discuss women or the kind of women that we want to deal with. And I guess not every BBL is clappable, and he's right. You got to stay out of people's cheeks. And I'm not doubting any of that at all, right? I mean, all of that is good information. But the reality is this. You see, if a man did all of these things to a woman, the question is, number one, why do you stay? Any woman who has been in such a relationship for over 5 years, by this time, should have left the relationship. I mean, there's no way that you should stay. You should report these things to the police. I mean, he had money in 2020, he had money in 2021, he had money in 2022, he had money in 2023. And around this same time, it appears that he wasn't being faithful to you. He was dealing with Mariah Mills at the same time, and most likely dealing with his baby's mom. So he had a lot of women that he was dealing with. So you have every opportunity, or you had every opportunity to basically leave the relationship, which is something that any person, male or female, should do. The question is, why don't you leave? Now, I understand it's easy for a person to use the, well, I was abused and it hurt. Or she hit me in the face and I didn't know what to do, family. Cool. You got hit in the face with a few sandals and a few pieces of peanut butter and bread. Got it. It hurt so much you wanted to stay. So then why didn't you just go? I mean, if you felt that your life was in danger, if you felt that you were being harmed, if you felt that, you had issues, why didn't you go? And that's a question I want to ask any man or woman in any sort of domestic relationship in 2025, where you have all of these resources out here. There are helplines. There are people that you can talk to. There are groups. You can be more adamant about it. You can be more open about it. You have every resource in the world today to express why you should leave such a relationship. So why don't you do it? Number two, why didn't you call the police? It would seem to me that if you were being assaulted, then you should call the police. Obviously, these are criminal charges, and we can see that when it came with the allegations against Tory Lane, somebody called the police. And if you call the police, even if you don't want to press charges, Well, what will happen is if the state finds it necessary or deems it necessary, the state will just pick the case up and you can't do anything about it. So why not give the opportunity to the state to basically press charges against such an individual? Seems like to me this is something that should happen, but it didn't. This individual doesn't want to go to the police and still doesn't want to go to the police because this lawsuit that this person is filing, of course, stop the show, we don't know their name, but this person is 24 years old and they are doing the same thing that Gabriella Zuniga did, which is press civil charges on Zion Williamson. And you already know what this means. It means that, hey, listen, if you have enough money, literally you can buy me out. And what I typically believe is they probably have some level of evidence of like admitting to something that was wrong on text messages or videos or something like that. You know, nobody's perfect. And then what you're seeing right now is, okay, listen, Zion, give us $10 million and we'll go away. And Zion is probably not agreeing with that. So now they're saying, all right, well, listen, let's go ahead on and file the civil case and we'll do the same thing that Gabriella Zuniga is doing to Shannon Sharp. And thirdly, why do you wait until now? And the reason why you wait until now, in my honest opinion, is because, well, you didn't get the upfront money that you were looking for. And he said no. And this is exactly what Zion Williamson's attorney, Michael Balacio, said. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness and we unequivocally deny them. The allegations contained in the complaint are categorically false and reckless. So my question is, what if this person is lying? What should happen to them?
One unpopular opinion that I have that can make people want me is women that make false accusations about men when it comes to rape, molestation, harassment, assault, all those things. Those women need to serve time in prison. I did not say that they should pay a fine. I said they need to serve time, go to prison. For those of you that want to say that I sound like a pick-me or whatever the case may be, I don't care about that. And the reason why I don't care about that is because it could be your brother, it could be your uncle, it can be your father, it can be your cousin, it can even be your grandfather, it can be any male figure that is significant in your life. You also need to understand that, one, there are...
How do you feel about what she's saying right there? Do you think like somebody filed some false allegations, they should serve some jail time?
Yeah, I feel like to be honest with you, I know this is not going to happen because they need more people to take certain men down. It's all for money. But, you know, if we had like a good justice system, man, the simple like idea would just be like imprisonate the accuser that's accusing this person falsely, willfully, and also too slap it down as a felony. I think when you start doing something like that, you could eliminate like all this potential high risk of like women trying to like, you know, take you down, trying to say you did this, did that to them. And the only reason why they're able to do that without like a care in the world is because they know there's no consequences. And plus, when they're broke chicks, this is a indefinite broke chick type of situation. They can't do broke chicks. That's how you end up losing everything. I mean, he was going to lose the sponsorships no matter what, right? Because he sucks. But now it's like, okay, you give these people a reason to cut you off because you're messing around with these type of women, right? They ain't got nothing to lose. Like what was the woman's name? Because Conrad had said her name. Her name was Mariah Mills.
Yeah, Mariah Mills.
So if you peek back to like what she said, like in the beginning of this video, she was like, well, this is what happens when you do something to me or something like that. Like basically, this is what happens when you play her. Because now, like, there's consequences that's going to be implemented. And she's right. Consequences for him, but she ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, he can't sue her for money. I mean, even though she's an OF model, and I'm for sure a lot of these simps is, you know, paying her rent. But she ain't got the money compared to, like, what he has. So she really don't have very much to really lose, but just to gain from ruining his career or trying to get money off.
Yeah, no, I like what she said, man. I like she pointed out the fact, because I think a lot of times, man, when we try to have these conversations, man, it gets shut down because people, I think, get emotional about it because they might have had some stuff that happened to them. So it's just like they try to shut down the conversation, like, oh, well, you can't shame the victim. It's like nobody's trying to shame anybody, but you know what she's kind of mentioning, like, hey, man, like you got brothers and uncles that could be falsely accused. So yeah, there should be some penalty to that, because you know, we know like human nature, there are people that lie on both sides. So it's just like, man, you gotta sometimes have that mindset where it's just like, just because I might be seeing it one way, man, I gotta be able to look at it from all sides and stuff. Exactly. And so I like how she brought that up. She was just like, man, I ain't on no pick me stuff. It's just, I'm looking at it from the angle of, I wouldn't want that to happen to like a close person in my family. But what I know we was talking about it I forgot, like a couple weeks ago. And I think, man, before you could file anything civil, man, I think, you know, there has to be like a criminal case, like an investigation or something, man, because I just think, man, this whole, it seems like the civil lawsuits is getting out of hand. It's like, man, anybody could just file anything. And the thing that sucks with that is just like, even though some of the stuff is so far-fetched and it's just baseless, it's just like, man, that person has to still go lawyer up, you know, spend all that money and stuff. And then, you know, just their name getting dragged in the mud a little bit. So I think, man, the courts eventually got to start doing something, because it looks like people are abusing that whole system a little too much. You know, there's times where it makes sense, but I just think, man, it's got to be like criminal legal first. Then it, like, if there's like a basis for it, then it's like, man, okay, now that it went through that process, it's like, man, you could submit your civil lawsuit and stuff. So it should go in that order, man, because yeah, it's getting out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like, the courts are not going to do anything about it, because and to be unfortunately too, I feel like it's more incentivized to continue this on, because the thing is, yeah, if you find a solution, that means that you're going to be pretty much like, I won't say out of a job completely, but you're not going to be making as much money, right? Having these court-to-court cases, you know, without these court-to-court cases of like this men like just screwing up or getting falsely accused by some woman. Because the time that you're forced to put yourself into the court system is going to their pocket. And basically, if they did find that solution, then there wouldn't really be no problems. But then you'll see like less men going to courts for like, you know, domestic or family type of issues. So yeah, they rely heavily on that, man, because it's a huge market out there. And it only benefits the judge and the woman. So it never benefits the guy, especially like when you have a cut towards Lola man, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Because I forgot, man. I was listening to somebody, and it was just like, man, it's a, you know, family court, all that legal system. That's $1 billion industry. This is probably becoming a new $1 billion industry within itself, you know. Mm-hmm. But that's why it's just more important where guys just got to understand, like, hey, man, if I maneuver with these women with this type of mindset, man, like, I'm putting myself, like, if you got something to lose, like, it's like, man, you don't even mess with it, man. You, like I said, you got to look at yourself like, man, okay, I know I got some status, I got some bread. Like, there's a good portion of like females like this that is coming to cash out. I can't lie to myself. I can't, you know, become delusional. I just got to look at it like that. And that it is what it is. And you got to maneuver different. Because it's just like, man, they coming for that cash out. And like you said, yeah, there ain't no incentive to like change this, because hell, think about it. Like, she's got to get a lawyer. So I think the one that's coming at Zion, that's the same ones that's representing, you know, a couple of the high profile cases with those females that want the cash out. So it's the same, you know, law firm that's representing them. Then, you know, the like Zion, he's got a lawyer up. So I mean, you look at the fees that these people got to pay that's coming out, because at the end of the day, you know, them lawyers are still going to get paid. They're going to figure out a way to get their fees paid, you know, even if they don't win the case. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they ain't got no incentive. So they definitely cashing out.
Right. Let's see. From Danny, this process comes to a basketball game in Europe once. You'll see what the atmosphere is like. Crazy fans, smoke flares, songs, jumps. It's really not like the NBA. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, you want to continue the rest of the video, or?
Yeah, we could jump back in. Yeah, I just wanted to cover some of them points like she was saying, and like I said, I like what you said, because yeah, it's definitely an industry, man. But you know, it's just even though it's an industry, it's like one of those things, man. Maybe as a society, people got to start pushing back, where it's just like, hey, man, y'all gotta do something, you know, because it you know, it's just, if it's unfounded, then it is unfair, because this is like, man, you like even the one with Jay-Z when he got those allegations and the lady was just throwing anything out there. But it's just like, even though he easily, you know, knocked those allegations down, he still had to pay those lawyer fees and shit. So that's why I'm saying it's like, man, you know, some changes got to be made or something.
Yeah, the smart thing, what he's doing, like currently, they are using.
I'm gonna check it out, Danny.
Yeah. The smart thing, what he's doing, is that he's actually suing whoever the accuser are. He's actually suing her lawyer, who's also the same lawyer that's going after Shannon Sharp, because again, it was easy for him to tackle a dumb athlete as opposed to a smart, intelligent rapper. But he's suing him and his company as well too. His firm.
Yeah, no, definitely. At a certain point, you gotta kind of fight back. But I'm just saying, to even be in that position where it's like somebody could just make a crazy allegation to you, you know, you're not even in the proximity of them. They're talking about some stuff from possibly you might have came across them like 10 years ago. That's like brushed against them in a party and stuff, and yeah, now you gotta spend, like, Jay-Z still got a lawyer up to go and sue the other people. So it's just, and it's time consuming. So it's just like, man, you know, time is money. So yeah, that's why I'm just like looking at it holistically, where it's like, man, all this stuff that you got to do, man, you know, nowadays, because it's just like lawsuit crazy out here.
Yeah, man.
But that's why, man, honestly, like if I was like famous, man, I ain't going to no parties. Nigga got one bottle of lube, I'm out. Like, like I see with somebody, they could be at, man, you at the beach and they got some suntan lotion. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I'm out of here. Like, any type of lubricant. I don't care if it's just you using it in the right method. I'm out. I'm dipping out.
Yeah, not like the cologne oil, like
hell no, like any like moisturizer. You can have some cocoa butter. I'm getting the fuck up out of there. I'm like, oh hell no, peace. I'm a
Okay. So you'll be cool with the little incense or whatever, right? Because you know some.
None of that. No oils. If it's in a group gathering, I'm out of there. Oh. That's what I'm saying, man. Like if you, I think, man, if you a famous guy, man, you get a chick that got some bread that likes you, and man, you just have a girlfriend. Like for athletes, man, don't mess around with the groupies and none of that type of stuff, man. You get you a solid girlfriend, one that you parade around. You get videos like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. You go to multiple places, just so you got like a digital footprint of like. She can't come back and be like, we wasn't together. It's like, nah, that was my girlfriend. We broke up.
Yeah, I
took her to this award show. See, we're right here. Yeah, you gotta be over the top nowadays. You gotta build a case for yourself. Like, nah, that we was together. See, here's the photos. Here's the text messages. You damn near gotta investigate them.
Yeah, keep it involved. Like, never delete them. You know.
Because like, what do you like? Even the ones like. When these cases become like, man, you make sure like everything's consensual. Like, you sure you want to come over and have a, you know, you keep them texts just to be on the safe side. Because they building cases nowadays on these dudes. So yeah,
you gotta watch out. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna finish up this last video. All right.
are women out there that are just straight grimy. They get mad at you, they want to get petty, they want to see you suffer, so they try to formulate those kinds of accusations to ruin your life. Women like that, why should we let them walk free?
Yes, an individual should go to jail if these are false allegations. Now, again, one of the incidents in the lawsuit says that Williamson raped the woman when she tried going to sleep. Williamson calls her stuck up and the B word and told her that she could not go to sleep unless he clapped cheeks. When she refused, Williamson pinned her down and then took the cheeks. Again, this is something that is above a civil case. This is a case that needs to have the police involved. And again, men, we really have to make sure how we're handling women in today's time. It's not 1990s or 1980s. I mean, these are serious allegations. And if you have money, you don't have to worry about going to jail. You just got to worry about your money leaving your account. And people like the game have already found out what those civil lawsuits are like. If you miss court, you can end up like Soulja Boy owing $4 million. These things are serious. They don't want you to go to jail. They want your cash. So you have to really make sure of how you're handling things. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Jackson.
So I think the rapper Game, I think that's what happened to him. Like he missed one of the court cases, and yeah, he got hit pretty hard. I forgot the amount, but it's just like, man, you know, you think like because you got all this money, you're like, oh man, this ain't gonna matter. I could maneuver like this, but it's like, man, you pay your entourage, lawyers, taxes taken out. You know, you can't live by like regular society, you know, if you're making this type of money. So, you know, they got to get the mansion, then the upkeep for that. So, you know, money's just coming out those accounts left and right. And then it's just like, man, when they start getting hit with these lawsuits, that's when you start seeing like, you know, these celebrities, man, they ain't doing as good as like everybody thinks, man. So definitely money management, like people management need to be a part of that. Like who you allow around you. That's what I'm saying. I'll be so guarded.
Yeah, man. Like, look, let me have a couple of million and be famous. Bro, I will be a whole different person. Like, I will be the most stuck up, the Diddy, whatever you want to call it, no Diddy or whatever. Like, nigga, I will be the ultimate asshole, like, just to protect my funds. You know? All like the old people or whatever that have been around, or women or whatever, I won't even know them anymore. Like, your ass will have to get away from me. Because I will be damned if I let you get near me and try to touch my money.
Yeah, facts.
So you can't have a heart around here, man. We want you to become a person of a certain status, but you got to be more wiser.
Yeah, definitely nowadays, man. It's just like I said, back in the day, man. You could excuse the ignorance, but now it's just like, man, it's just too many cases. You know, so too many guys are just getting hit with this. So it's just like, man, you have to maneuver different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But shout out to O'Shea for that video, man. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Shouts to him, man. And I think we could end it from here, man. Like I think like a cool little hour ain't that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could save the second video for another time, or just like, you know, let the other people like catch it and, you know, tune into that. But because otherwise, O'Shea gonna be making like 4 or 5 videos, man, by the end of the night.
Yeah, O'Shea don't be playing shit. Something dropped, my man, on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. You sneeze, another video coming out in the next like few minutes. So, yeah, man. A lesson, I think people get the gist of it, man. And a lesson is well learned, man. Look, be the guy who's wise. Learn a lesson from these dumb athletes. God put them here for a reason, because he know that they're retarded and they're gonna continue like doing the same shit over and over. So you as a person, not a content creator but a content viewer, watch this type of content. See how these athletes keep putting themselves in these type of situations even after advice is given to them, and they still disregard it. Even after they see other people going through it and how they get cleaned out, and they're still going through it. Even Shannon Sharp, you don't have to be, you're never too young, you're never too old to be as dumb as they are, you know. But you, as a non-athlete who's watching this, you have at least the opportunity to use your common judgment and common sense to not put yourself in a situation like they do over and over. So that's just my message to you guys.
Well, mine's just like, man, before you start jumping out here, like, man, you gotta respect yourself first, man, and then also, man, you should respect what you built. So it's just like, man, Zion, man, worked hard, number 1 draft pick, in NBA, so put them hours in. So it's like, man, if you did all that stuff, you worked hard for whatever success you have, man, you should cherish that, man, and you shouldn't be cool with just giving that shit away to some OnlyFans chicks, man. You need to have more self-esteem and more confidence. Nah, because it's just like, man, when you think about like these, like I said, because I was just thinking about it earlier, and I was like, man, when these dudes are getting hit with these allegations, man, and they pay out some of the money, man, I would be sick to myself if, like, especially if you have a kid, man, it's like, instead of paying out these chicks and stuff, man, I could have put that money away for my kids, their kids, my grandkids. So it's like, man, when you start looking at it like that, it starts, that's how I think you need to start putting it in perspective. It's like, hey, man, like, that's why I couldn't be no trick, because I'm like, man, I would rather pay for my family members' college before I sit there and be taking some chicks on some bungalows on a beach and shit. I don't give a damn how much money I got. I would rather fund a friend's business or something before I just be buying some chicks some handbags and shit. So yeah, when I see guys that's doing it, man, I'm just like, man, y'all some suckers, because I just respect my money too much, man. I could be doing some good with that. There's charities out here. What's the Big Brothers program, man? Like one of my mans, he got like teams where he basketball teams where he coaches, where he gets the kids off the street. So it's like, man, don't trick on some of them programs. Instead of some OnlyFans girls are your own kids, man. Like I got dudes, man. I was cussing out one guy because I was like, he be spending all kind of money on dates and all this stuff. And I was like, dude, do you got any money in your kid's college fund? He was like, nah, man. I'm like, how about you do that shit first? You know what I'm saying? How about we start doing that, like, man, before we start doing all this like craziness? So I know like Zion and them, they got like massive amounts of money, but we just see too many times, man, when they leave the league, man. They end up going broke. Like what was his name? Antoine Walker, a couple other cats and stuff. And it's just like, man, it's because, man, they live these lifestyles and they start pulling in these women that are like succubus, that like bottomless pits, and they pulling all that cash from you. So it's just like, man, guys got to get better at this stuff, because on one side, we call out the bad behavior, but it's like if they funding that bad behavior and causing all this stuff, it's like, man, we can't sit there and complain on both sides, man. So it's like guys got to start maneuvering different.
No, and that makes sense too, man. And I just want to kind of go back to a little bit like what you said. Like it was something that you said about like hold on, let me remove this from the IG real quick.
It's probably the tricking part.
No, like IG usually have like a limit to like up to like an hour. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's whatever. What I was gonna say was that you made a good point, like kind of like in the middle of the stream when he was like, you need to go with women who like you for you. And
you talk about when I was talking about the range. It's like, man, if you a dude, you a 5, your range should be like 4 to 6. Like,
I'm gonna put it like this, man. I want to share this quick story. So, just for the viewers, right? So, let's just say there was 2 Latino women, right?
Oh shit! Here we go with these Latinos.
One that has like amazing body or whatever, super fit, you look like every day you could wake up with her, you look like you could just bang on her every day, right? And just be happy with it. The other one is pretty cute. You know, you can still be content, still be happy or whatever. But again, the key point of what you said, Dirk, is that there's still like good looking women with amazing qualities, but maybe they're not the best women, the model type of women that most of us like be looking for. And so the thing is that like I had two choices. Because one, the first one, who I thought I was really gonna build with, hey, you know, unfortunately the distance was too far. But she wanna give me a chance. And you know, I could have been like one of those dudes that would have hit her up, begged her, tried to persuade her and all that. And I know for me, like I know it would have worked, but the relationship wouldn't last too long because then I wouldn't really be respected. And unfortunately, a lot of times, you know, these women, they don't respect these type of guys that just be chasing after them after when, you know, red flags have been shown or after they get rejected. It's always about like, hey, I need to chase after the best trophy looking woman so I can show off to my guy friends and get their approval. Versus someone like who has a great career, got a good head on her shoulder. And yeah, of course, you still have flaws or whatever, obviously. But, you know, the dream girl that you want, you can't really have her, but you have someone who's looking at you like you're her dream guy. And honestly, right, you know, I would rather be in a situation, again, as long as they're still pretty, you know, with minimal flaws, I would rather go with a woman, right, who views me as her dream guy, because the level of respect and the level of admiration is far more different as opposed to you putting like a lot of effort into it. Most of the time, when women look at you like you're not it, you're going to have to pay for them. You're going to have to pay. They will charge you for their time. Like, you know, and that's the same thing for me. Like, I forgot. Okay, there was a third Latino woman, but I'll make it real. The reason why I forgot about the third one is because she was ugly as hell, right? And she had like multiple kids. So,
yeah, you can't be no stepdaddy out here like that, man.
Well, no, ugly chick. You know what I mean? I discriminate against that. But no, like she was happy, you know, for my divorce, and she told one of my friends that, oh, like I liked him the whole time, and I wanted to, you know, go on a date with him, and you know, my response to that was that, man, like how much money does she have? You know, like you know, like because like my shit ain't gonna be for free, you know, at this point. You want my time, and I already know who you're looking like, and you don't have like no qualities too. Like, just if you just want to be seen with me, like I'm charging. Now, of course, like you know, I'm messing around, but I was serious at the same time. I'm like, I'm not about to waste my time, like you know, dealing with like low hanging fruit and broke chicks when I already have like a woman and I'm chilling on my own anyway, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
No, but going to your scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, man. You know, some people's ranges is gonna be a little different just by like how you kind of like build yourself. So it's like, man, if you in like good shape, you keep yourself together, like, man, your range is gonna be a little better. So, you know, that's the key, man. I think where like sometimes guys miss out. It's just like, man, do you have your shit together? Because it's just like, man, females operate off of attraction. So a lot of guys, they want to like, you know, lie to themselves, or they don't want to face that fact. So like if a female, like she's attracted to you, whether it's physically and all that other stuff, you know, emotionally, whatever, they build that attraction for you. That's the guy that they'll like grow with, build with, you know, they'll work with, that they'll submit, they'll treat genuine, you know, genuinely. So, but it's just like, if they're not attracted to you, that's when you charge it to the game. That's when they're coming at you like you gotta you gotta pay for my time. It's short term because like guys think like, okay, man, if I'm, with some of the provider shit, we be having discussions. It's like, okay, man, I give all this money, she's gonna be nice, but it's just short term, man. They never really work out because it's just like, say like she gets married and she stays with you for a few years, she could cash out. So she's gonna take it and she ain't really like you, or she's gonna just be disrespectful. Right. So that's why it's just like, man, I get it. Every guy wants to, like you said, they want to kind of get with the model chick, but is it worth being treated like shit or possibly, getting taken advantage of? So me personally, hell nah. Like I would rather get with the chick, like you said, still cute, might need a little bit of work, but it's like, man, if you're a genuine person, you treat me good, and you ain't there to like take advantage of me, man, I could work with you on that. So I think that's where the confidence comes in, where it's just like, man, I don't give a damn what nobody looks. I ain't with somebody to get validation from other guys. Like, we'll work on it. Shit, I'm in good shape. I could train you up, get you right, and then now, I done showed you some new things in life, built with you. So she'll have that level of appreciation. Already she's like digging you like that. But now, you done came in there like help her improve. So she's even going to be more, have that level of gratitude and that appreciation for you. So guys, sometimes, man, they just, like I said, if you fall out of that range, like I said, if you're a 5 and you try to go above that range and you really don't have game like that, like your mouthpiece is ill. You paying for that. And like I said, that respect is just, it's not going to be there. So that, they're in that position of infatuation, pedestalizing. So that's in that dynamic. That's where most guys end up losing, man. So that's why it's like dangerous territory. They think like in their mind, like, oh man, nah, she'll come around, and it's like, we're just seeing it more and more, man. Thank God for YouTube now, where we can actually see the clips. Cause before, man, people, we didn't really have these dynamics where we see them playing out in like real time and stuff. But now it's just like, all right, man, y'all ain't got more money than these motherfucking mega celebrities. And they getting their ass handed to them. Tyrese, all these dudes. Some of these dudes are in real good shape and they still like getting cleaned out. So it just shows you, man, with that dynamic, if they ain't feeling you like that, like you might as well just start paying out.
So
Mark is funny as hell.
BET.
Yeah, so I think guys got to get over that stuff, because it's like when females be like, oh, I don't want to settle for something. It's like, man, if it ain't, I think people got to stop looking at it as settling. It's like, if somebody treats you good and, man, y'all could build with each other and you're not there, either of you, to take advantage of each other, you're not settling, man. Like, when the fuck did getting good treatment from somebody become settling? So yeah, I don't look at it like that. I'm like, shit, if this person is genuine, man, they attractive to me, that they got the personality. Cause I just don't weigh it off of beauty and stuff. I look at intelligence. So I got so many factors where I'm looking at it like from probably like 10 different things, where I think a lot of people just look at attraction, and then that person could be a bum, and they'll put that over all the good qualities like good females might have and stuff. They start overlooking that.
You know what? Just to give something to the audience, right, to rewire the mindset. You're only settling if you're getting with a woman, right, that's solely based off of beauty, knowing and willingly knowing that this person has nothing to offer to give to you. That is where you're compromising and you're settling for someone that's lesser.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
because I think like the person where, like, like I said, a lot of guys be superficial. So they're looking at the female that might not be as attractive. Like you said, might not have the model type body. So they're like, man, I'm settling. And that, all actuality, it's like, man, you settling for the model type chick. Cause that's going to be the one that's going to treat you like shit, dog you out.
And she's broke, but yeah.
Yeah, so I like how you pointed that out.
Yeah.
But no, I think, man, I do like talking about these topics, because, man, it's just one of those things where it's just like, all right, man, like we done seen this enough. Dudes keep running to this, man. You don't turn around, complain, and be like, there ain't no good females, and you run into the bottom of the barrel one. It's like,
oh man, Yeah, man. Yeah, we still got more to talk about, man. Like on Toxic Tuesday. So stay tuned for Toxic Tuesdays, like this Tuesday coming up at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which that will be 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We will be talking about Travis Hunter, man. So that's another lost cause of an athlete. He's a wide receiver now.
Yeah, cornerback, wide receiver, very very talented man, but yeah, I don't know who. Man, I'm telling you, man, they need to have a service like we might need to start this M3 where it's just like like for rich dudes, it's like, man, they could come there. We'll be the person that like shoots down like bad business ideas.
Yeah.
Chicks that ain't got their shit together. It's like, nah, you get her up out of here. I think, man, every person that makes some bread, they need to just buy a service like that. Because, you know, they got too many yes men around them. So it's like, man, you need that one person that just, they could be the asshole for you. I forgot, the one guy, he's a commentator on the sports shows. Marcus Wiley, I think he was talking about it. He said, man, he had a lawyer that was cold. So, you know, he said when he first like signed his contracts, he said, you know, his whole family was like hitting him up with like bum ass business ideas and stuff. So they're like, you know, he got smart with it where he was just like, he saw so many people like lose money and stuff because of family. So he was just like, hey, man, you got to put together a business plan. You got to hit up my lawyer. That's my go-to person. Man, he said his lawyer was shooting down everything because, you know, they would have to pitch like their stuff. He'd be like, all right, let me see this. Like, oh, hell no, we ain't funding that.
Damn.
That's what somebody needs though. Because he was like, man, that's how he's still in a good financial space and stuff. Because he was just like, nah, man. He was like, dude, he was like, his whole family was like hitting him up. But he was just like, you know, I guess he didn't want to kind of be the bad person. But he was like, look, his lawyer, he was like, hey, y'all got to talk to the lawyer. He kind of runs my assets and all that stuff. That lawyer was like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, so let me say this to my family who's watching this, right? You know, I love y'all, of course, but if I was ever wealthy, you better not try to sell no pictures. I will shoot every shit down. I don't even care if it's a good picture. Oh, I ain't got time to read that shit. Nope. You know, I don't need a lawyer for that. I will say no to you in a heartbeat. Okay. But hey, to each his own. Some people are really nice with it. They don't want to burn bridges or whatever. But nigga, fuck that shit. I'm trying to protect my assets.
Yeah, I'm comfortable saying no. Like I done perfected the craft of no. Like I might actually like be entertained by doing it. I have everybody call me up. I'll be like, listen, on Tuesday, y'all can hit me up. Mm-hmm. I'll just be on that mug like no. But no, I mean, if you're like a non-confrontational person, it makes sense. Get that person that could shut shit down or that got your best interest, man. So yeah, I'm gonna start a service where it's just like, man, I'm gonna start for all celebrities, man. Y'all need some assistance. All them bum chicks, like they gotta go, man. They there for the wrong reasons. I'll find y'all some good ones. Got their head together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What Marcus say?
And this long message that he typed, he says, if a chick is a 7 or a 7.5, I'm willing to work, help her build. He trying to build her up like a little, what you call those little, I said build her up like a Lego or something, or like a little
Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, and help her up. Let's see, I'm just not going to tolerate BS drama or the majority of toxic traits. LOL. No ratchet or ghetto chicks and staying out of jail. Oh, and trying to stay out of jail too, respectfully.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus. I'm with him on that.
No, I agree with him though. Right now, I mean, of course, you know, everything is different, right? When Toxic Tuesday hits, you know, Marcus might write a comment and says, hey, look, man, he probably might find like a toxic chick or whatever. That's like an 8 or a 9 or something, right?
No, Marcus got his shit together. Marcus ain't gonna be messing with no bum chick. I'm telling you, Marcus will put himself in a good situation. Marcus like, hell no. But no, that's how guys got to start looking at it, man. That's why I always gave pushback from the jump. Because I know when we came into space, man, it was like 3 years ago. Shit, it's been a minute. And it was funny because like all the guys were like, "Oh, money doesn't matter." I'm like, "Y'all crazy as hell." Like, they used to get mad at me. I'm like, "Man, I don't know where the fuck y'all from." Like all this stuff. Like, you gotta make some bread with me. Like, I was 50-50 from the jump. I was like, I don't give a damn what y'all say. They be sitting there trying to debate me. Like, so you mean to tell me you'll mess with a chick with money? Hell yeah. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, she gotta have education. You know, shit. I ain't messing with no dummies.
But you know, some guys are surprised, like when we're like, because then they feel like we're like a bunch of like gold diggers and shit, right? And
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a gold digger. I can't skate that.
Hey, Lola, at least you honest or whatever, right? But you know, but it's nothing wrong with like, you know, choose a woman that, you know, that got her stuff together. I mean, look. Even if, like, let's say if you're a guy, you ain't really got much going on yet, as of yet, you still work on it, but you found someone who like you, but happens to make, like, you know, like maybe 6 times the amount that you're making. Don't be shy. Like, I know y'all been listening to all these red pills talking about, like, you gotta find like a poor household or whatever that makes, like, you know, like little to nothing like a year. And then, like, you know, turn to like a slave wife, but it don't work like that. In reality, man, like all she gonna do is just clean you out, man, like, and file for divorce. So why go through that?
Yeah, shit. My what's my man's name? Kevin Federline. He was like my hero for like I'll say a good 2 years, man. After he done cashed out,
yeah,
my man done gained like 30 pounds. He was walking around the neighborhood in a bathrobe. After he got Britney Spears cash, like, y'all better stop playing with me. Like, all y'all dudes out here, like you said, oh, don't get the one that makes her, she's not going to submit. Shit.
Yeah, he said she got men gonna let her pick up the tab. Hey, so, right?
Yeah, y'all going to be out here struggling, getting taken advantage of. Like, I like jerk like shrimp, goddamn it. But Kevin Federline, he should have got a holiday. That's why I was like, he was the man of the decade. Kevin Federline was like, look, I need he went to the judge. He was like, look, I need about 20 million. She need to pay this child support. He ain't dance again in his life. My man got fat.
Oh, damn.
Kevin Federline was like, look.
Damn, when a white dude gets fat, man, that's means like he made it. You know,
oh, yeah. He got big.
There was another person like, I can't remember, but he had got like 3 women, I think, right? Out of maybe child support or spouse support. But one of them was like Halle Berry, right? What was the dude that well, he didn't technically clean her out, but she's paying like child support and spousal support. I can't remember.
Yeah, she I think it was the French actor. I forgot his name, man. Yeah. So she had to pay him out. Yeah, there's a couple of them because it was like Halle Berry. Damn, who was it? Mary J. Blige. She had to definitely do some payouts.
Oh man,
that's why. Hey, you see Oprah. Oprah ain't dumb. Oprah like, I ain't messing with none of y'all motherfuckers.
She ain't even got no kids though. But hey, I mean,
Oprah like, look, you can stay at my crib. She's like, make yourself at home. But she's like, I ain't marrying none of y'all motherfuckers.
Right. Hey, Stedman,
Oprah's like, look, Stedman, you can have this whole wing on this side, but I ain't marrying you. Shout out to her. She's like, I ain't about to pay none of my bread to y'all.
Damn. Hey, but smart people, man. So, hey, oh well, it is what it is, man. But look, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Everybody, thank you for tuning into Knowledge Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy M3 and the Sophisticated Dirt. This was definitely a good live stream. If you guys are still in, make sure you guys hit the like button, share the videos, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And with
all right, y'all. Peace out.
We are out.
I see. What's up, Dr. Quantum?
Salute to Dr. Quantum, man. Hey, y'all in the chat, don't be no dumb athletes. Peace.